Hello all, welcome to part 3 SLR parsing technique. So this is the last step we have to be solved, that is input string has been given. I told you already the previous step is the heart of this step number 3. So that is input string table. So we have been already constructed. So now we have an input string here, small c d. So this step is going to be a crucial one. So here small cd, add dollar in this particular input string. You're not going to add anything in the stack because stack starts with the iteration number. So action we are going to perform. So what is the first iteration number we got? As you all know, that is 0. 0, that is iteration number 0. Now we are going to construct this particular step number 4, that is input string parsing technique based on stack comparison with input. Right, now I'm going to compare this iteration number 0 and small c. So go to previous table and you can check it. So previous table, you need to check each and every values very carefully. Right, say for example, now I'm going to check action of 0 comma small c. This is what we have been compared here or mentioned. So the action is we got s3. Now s in the sense, so this is for representation, just simple understanding. We need to shift it. If we get r, we have a formula to reduce, right? So what we are going to shift here, we need to shift. So the shifting is also is technique over here. We need to shift this small c, that is this small c, and push this 3, that is iteration. Two things we need to do. So small c, you know very well, you can shift it over here when we got this shifting action as shift. And also we need to push this particular iteration also, so that it is very simple for you to compare the previous and next steps one by one carefully. So we are going to do this particular action. So what exactly we got is, we need to, iteration number 0 is already there, small c we have been shifting, and 3 we have been pushing. So left out in this particular input string is small d, small c, d, and dollar. I hope you people understood how exactly it was happening. Go to the next step, and as usual you can do it. So now we got this. The action of this particular step is a of 3 comma small d. So go to this previous step and see that what exactly we are getting this particular thing. So we are getting s4. Now you know very well what is the action going to perform. We are going to shift small d and push 4, small d and 4. Here it is small c and 3. So we are going to do this step very carefully. We are going to construct it. So 0 is already there, small c 3 is already there. That means it was not reduced. So we are just getting shifting process. So small d we are going to push here, and 4. This is what we have. Now what is the leftover thing in input string? Small c and d, dollar is also there. Now compare this 4 and c. So action of 4 comma small c. The action of 4 comma small c we got r3. So capital, sorry. So r3 in the sense we need to reduce, right? What is reduction? So take this r3. What is the production for this r3? You can see that c tends to d. So take this production. This is the way, this is the steps we need to reduce, how exactly it has been reduced, right? So the formula is very simple. The formula is 2 into n. What is n? Number of element present in this particular production rule. Number of element is only 1, so it is 1. So this n is 1. 2 into n, right? So what is 2 into n? 2 into 1. The answer is 2. Two elements we need to reduce. Where? In this particular stack. So this is how this particular thing works, right? So we need to pop two elements. What are all those two elements? 4 and d. Still we have not completed this process unless we are shifting anything from input string to here, or else from action to here. We should not stop anything over here. So we are just reducing it. This particular step completes only after shifting. So we need to pop d and 4, pop, pop. Now here this is how this pop works. How, which particular element we need to delete? What is R3? I have taken this and we have deleted this. Now what is next step, right? So now we need to compare, right, this particular 3, because it has been deleted. We need to compare and move something else over there. So we are going to compare this 3 and this capital C, right? When we need to do this, actually we need to compare only in input string, but we are comparing here in action. Why we need to do this? Whenever we are getting this reduction state, only in that particular process we need to compare in action, not in input. It is already compared and we got this. Still we cannot move this because we got reduction. So we need to see what else we can do. We need to move only this, right? Now I am comparing a of, right? So a of 3 comma capital C we need to do, right? So 3 comma capital C. What is 3 comma capital C? We got E6, right? 3 comma capital C, that is iteration number 3 comma capital C, we got E6. So you know very well, push capital C and push 6 and shift capital C. This step we need to do as we did in the previous process. So what exactly we got? 0 is already there, you know well. Small c, 3 is already there. We are shifting this capital C and 6. Now exactly this process completes. So what is there inside this input string? Take that and do it. Small c, d, right? This small c is not moved because small c has been compared. We got reduction state. We have to reduce it. So we have reduced it and then we compared this, not this. If we do this, then your process cannot be completed. You will get an interrupted processing. That means your process has not been completed. Now I'm going to compare this. Now you can able to do that. So I'm comparing this action of 6 comma small c. Action of 6 comma small c, we got R2. So go and see what is R2 there. R2 is representing capital C tends to small c and capital C. Now we know what is the formula, 2 into n. You know what is n? Number of element present in the right hand side in this particular R2 grammar. So 1, 2, 2 elements is present. So 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. So 4 has to be popped. So what is 4 element here? 6 capital C, 3 small c. We need to pop all this, right? So we need to pop all of this. So after popping all of this, as you all know, we need to compare because it is already compared here. We got the result. So we need to compare this 0 with this capital C. So action of 0 comma capital C. The action of 0 comma capital C, we compared this with the previous parsing table. We got E2. So we need to push this two elements, right? So what we got at the end? 0 is there, right? We got we got C, capital C has been pushed and 2. Now here still this particular C has been not been shifted because it is getting only reduced state whenever we are comparing. This small cd is already there and this is $, right? So again we are going to take this particular thing, that is 2 has been compared with small c. So we need to do that step one by one in this particular way, right? We are comparing this 2 and small c, that is action of 2 comma small c. So if we compare 2 and small c, we are getting S3. So you know very well, you are going to push this c, shift this c and push this 3. So that is the next particular process we are going, right? So this is the next particular process. I just turned over the page. So we have already 0 and C2. So we are shifting it. So we will get small c and 3. So now we have only D left and this $. Now we are going to compare this particular thing, that is action of 3 comma small d. So 3 comma small d, whatever the value we got, 3 comma small d, we are getting S4, right? So in this particular thing, we are going to push, shift and push. So 0 capital C, 2 small c, 3, and we are going to push this D and 4. We have only dollar left here. Now we are going to compare this particular thing, that is 4 is compared with this dollar, right? That is action of 4 comma dollar. The action of 4 comma dollar, we got R3, right? You know very well what is R3. R3 means we are going to take that potential C tends to D. Apply the rule n into D, that is D, that means n means we have number of element is 1. So 2 into 1 is equal to 2. We are going to pop 2 element over here, right? So we are going to take this particular value and all these values has been compared in the similar way. So 2 elements has been popped here. You can check it over here. Now, whenever the reduction comes, we need to compare with the action. So action of 3 comma capital C. So action of 3 comma capital C, we got, that is E6. That means you need to take this 6, that is E6, right? So whenever you are comparing this, we need to push and shift. So what exactly I'm getting after this? 0 C2 small c3, the popped element has been gone away, so we have capital C and 6. Now it is dollar. Now I'm comparing this 6 with this dollar. Now 6 is compared with this dollar, we got R2. Now say for example, this 6 has to be seen very carefully, that is action of 6 comma dollar. So 6 comma dollar, in the sense we got the element as R2. So R2 we are going to ditch, that is yes, R2. So what is R2 here? You're going to take it, C tends to small c capital C. Now find what is n. You know very well how to find this n here. N is equal to 2. So 2 into n, that is 2 into 2, the value is 4. 4 elements has to be popped over here. All these 4 elements, pop it, right? So we need to compare again this particular 2 with this particular capital C. So now action of 2 comma capital C, we got 5, that is E5. So you know very well what to push and what to shift. So 0 is already there, C2 is already there, so these 2 elements has been popped. So I am taking this value, that is capital C comma 5. So now again I am comparing this 5, right? So 5 with, here it is only dollar, dollar cannot be shifted, right? So I am comparing this thing 5 with dollar, right? What you got in this 5 with dollar, we have got that as S tends to capital C, that is iteration number 5 and dollar. Iteration number 5, we need to take it, this is the action of 5 comma dollar, we got R1, right? So what exactly it is, we are going to take. So exactly you can see here 5 comma dollar, we are getting this iteration number, not iteration, that is finished iteration. So taking this R1, R1 is called as iteration number 5. So take this and S tends to capital C. Now here you know very well what is that n. N is equal to, so that 2 into 2 is equal to 4. We are going to pop 4 elements over here, pop. Now I am going to compare this 0 with this capital S. So as you all know, this is the steps. Whenever we are getting reduction state, we need to do that, right? So I am following the same step over here, that is action of 0 comma capital S. So now you got 0 comma capital S as E1. So you know very well what to do now. We need to shift S and push 1. 0 is already there, here it is dollar. 0 is already there, and yes and 1. Now compare this. So action of, now we need to check this particular thing, the final one, action of S1, that is 1, okay, comma dollar. So whenever this iteration number 1 comma dollar, that means the rule is the starting state and the dollar meets, then we need to accept this, right? This is how you need to solve this particular technique with a fine example with any given grammars. with the parsing techniques applied. So if we are not getting this particular acceptance state, that means in between or in middle any of this particular steps has been not performed well, or else the parsing is not taken the precedence value up to the mark. The root has not been identified. Thank you.